In the high-stakes world of luxury watches, brand names reign supreme. Certain names evoke feelings of prestige and sophistication, drawing the gaze of horology enthusiasts and casual onlookers alike. But what happens when an innovative watch company comes up with a way to upcycle old watch parts and put a new spin on an old horology classic? This is the story of the intriguing legal battle between two watchmakers: the prestigious Swiss Swatch Group-owned Hamilton and the innovative Vortic. This 5-year brand infringement case captured the attention of the watch industry and left many wondering what the future holds for this corner of the watchmaking world. It was like David and Goliath, except with watches instead of rocks. The big questions here are: is it all about the name, or can innovative newcomers bring something new to the table? And what about intellectual property rights? Should history be owned by the big guys, or can any brands have a shot at reinventing legacies? Stay tuned to find out. Step in the mighty Goliath. For over 100 years, Hamilton has produced some of the world's finest timepieces and established itself as an icon of precision and prestige. Hamilton Watch Company is a Swiss manufacturer of wristwatches, known for its American spirit and Swiss precision. The company creates automatic, mechanical and quartz watches for men and women, and is known for its high performance standards and Swiss-made movements. Hamilton watches are characterized by their craftsmanship and are often associated with the military, aviation and the movies. Hamilton watches offer quality and standout style, and the company's Swiss-made timepieces are highly regarded in the watch industry. But it's not just their watches that are top-notch. Customers rave about the quality of everything Vortic produces, from their vintage restorations to their stylish hats. The Colorado watchmaker is known for its unique wristwatches, which are one-of-a-kind pieces created by salvaging antique American pocket watches. This process, known as pocket watch conversion, is a way of preserving the historical value of the original timepiece and giving it a new life in a modern wristwatch. But in a daring move, Vortic's founder, Robert Thomas Custer, set out to reinvent Hamilton's legacy. Custer, a mechanical engineering prodigy, acquired antique Hamilton pocket watches and transformed them into avant-garde wristwatches. By restoring the pocket watch movement and dials and placing them in handcrafted modern cases, Custer created one-of-a-kind retro-futuristic creations that tapped into watchmaking nostalgia. It became a hit, attracting the attention of collectors and celebrities alike. To spread the word about their business, Vortic ran an advertisement in Watch Time magazine and posted photoshopped images of the prestigious Hamilton-based Lancaster on their homepage when they first started. But in an industry where brand is king, Vortic's use of the Hamilton name and logo on some models also caught the eye of Hamilton executives. In a shock that reverberated the watchmaking industry, Hamilton slapped Vortic with a lawsuit, accusing them of trademark infringement, counterfeiting, unfair competition, and dilution. What followed was a legal battle that would ultimately decide the fate of Vortic and the future of watchmaking. Vortic's mission is to give these chronometers a new lease on life. Custer believed that the history of the watch movements and dials added to their appeal. The watchmaker rescues these forgotten timepieces and transforms them into fully functional wristwatches that are both unique and practical. However, there was a glitch in their effort. The digitally altered picture in the magazine placed the crown on the side of the Lancaster's case. This helped trigger Hamilton's allegation that the Lancaster caused possible confusion between Vortic's version and a Hamilton wristwatch. Moreover, Hamilton's branding captured the attention of its Swiss superiors. On July 10, 2015, Hamilton's attorney dispatched a cease and desist notification to Vortic, directing the enterprise to refrain from using the name Hamilton on their watches and promotional materials and to eliminate any remaining product. The case went to court and the watchmaking world witnessed the argument from both sides. The courtroom became a battleground as Hamilton and Vortic went head-to-head in a legal dispute. Hamilton argued that Vortic was wielding the Hamilton name like a weapon, using it to trade on the brand's goodwill and reputation. To them, Vortic's actions were akin to taking a bite out of the Hamilton legacy, leaving a bad taste in the mouth of consumers. To create the Lancaster, Any watchmaker aiming to modify the movement mechanism must incorporate various parts from multiple Hamilton pocket watches. Hamilton implied that the timepiece would inevitably feature their brand, misleading consumers into thinking that these improvements were either endorsed or connected to the Hamilton brand. It partially explains the rationale behind the legal dispute. Watch enthusiasts who appreciate Vortic's work can agree on one thing: the original branding of these timepieces is preserved. On Vortic's website, one can admire the collection of watches, each featuring a dial from a respected American watchmaker, like Illinois, Waltham, and many others. Vortic maintained that their use of the Hamilton name was not a crime, but a form of free speech protected by fair use and the First Amendment. They likened their process of restoring pocket watch parts to breathing new life into old bones, creating something truly transformative and unique. The resulting timepieces were like a marriage of the old and the new, with Vortic's custom-made wristwatch bodies serving as the perfect match for the restored movements, faces, and hands. The court, after hearing arguments from both sides, deliberated for several months, but in September 2020, the gavel fell with a resounding crack, and silence fell over the packed courtroom. All eyes turned to the bench, bated breath held, as the judge straightened the papers and announced their decision to favor Vortic's defense. A gasp rose from the Swatch Group's attorneys, while their opponents erupted into cheers and applause. Decades of brand superiority felt weakened in this single moment. The Swatch Group mounted a roaring counter-offensive, filing an appeal with lightning speed, plotting a path towards a positive outcome, hoping to steer themselves away from the negative consequences of the initial judgment. After what felt like an endless marathon of courtroom drama, the final verdict in the legal dispute between Hamilton and Vortic was finally delivered in September 2021, ultimately ruling in favor of Vortic again. The Swatch Group and Hamilton Watch chose not to prosecute a further appeal. Though Vortic emerged battered, they emerged unbowed. Their dreams were intact, their purpose undimmed. Hamilton and Vortic may seem like unlikely partners at first glance, but they are actually like two peas in a pod, united by their love for American heritage. Hamilton's Swiss ownership hasn't deterred it from continuing to draw inspiration from mid-20th century designs, evident in models like the Intramatic, Khaki Field Watch, Railroad, and the Spirit of Liberty, an undeniably American timepiece. The brand's extensive collection of American-themed products underscores Hamilton's unwavering commitment to its roots, even after almost 50 years of Swiss operation. Vortic is following suit, recognizing the power of a strong legacy and jumping on the heritage bandwagon. The dispute between Hamilton and Vortic has sparked a broader conversation about the use of trademarks and intellectual property in the vintage watch industry. Some argue that strict enforcement of trademark laws could stifle creativity and innovation in the field of watch restoration, while others argue that trademark protection is necessary to maintain the integrity of brands and prevent consumer confusion. Moreover, Vortic's work represents a growing trend towards sustainable and ethical practices in the watchmaking industry. By repurposing existing watch parts and creating custom-made bodies, Vortic reduces waste and carbon footprint, while also preserving the history and craftsmanship of vintage watches. This approach appeals to consumers who prioritize environmental and social responsibility, as well as those who appreciate the uniqueness and authenticity of vintage timepieces. Vortic's work could inspire other companies in the industry to follow suit. This debate highlights the need for a nuanced approach to intellectual property law that takes into account the unique characteristics of the vintage watch industry and balances the interests of brand owners, restorers, and consumers. We hope you've gained a deeper appreciation for the art of traditional watchmaking. For more exciting watch content, like and subscribe to our channel. Stay tuned for our next adventure. Till then, happy watch hunting!